I read the government's terrifying climate change assessment so you don't have to. And well, we're pretty much cooked. I don't know if you've noticed outside, but it's bloody boiling. And the climate is supposed to get even more bloody boiling. So some government boffins have done a study which included consulting more than 81 experts who study ecological decline. Ecological decline, you might be thinking? Why should I worry about that? And I'll tell you for why. You remember the crazy inflation that we had these past few years? Since 2020, food prices have gone up by more than 37%. Some of this is due to Brexit, some is due to oil shocks of the Russia-Ukraine war, but a big part of this inflation is due to crop failures and increased diseases from climate change. Now, the academics writing this paper have complicated it with some ecological mumbo-jumbo, but it's pretty clear that one of the biggest things you and I will notice about climate change, other than the weather, will be massive food inflation. Currently, many farmers are reporting crop failures from this boiling summer. Less crops means food gets even more expensive. Then the Iran war is massively increasing the price of fuel and fertilizer, which makes it more expensive to grow crops and farm animals, which makes food more expensive for us. On top of that, increasing droughts, lack of water infrastructure maintenance, and having not built a water reservoir since 1992 means that water will become more expensive, which means that farming will become more expensive. And are you seeing the pattern here? When resources become expensive and scarce, usually that means war. It'll probably be the countries more exposed to climate change with unstable democracies that start warring at first. But as we've recently discovered, even local wars can have global effects. So that will mean even more inflation. What you're now probably beginning to realize is that when things get worse, the rate at which things get worse also increases. If things get really dire, other countries might get more protective over their own food, which, at that stage, really will leave us up shit creek without a paddle, because we import 40% of our food from overseas. Now, credit where it's due, the UK have built loads more offshore wind capacity recently, but we're going to need a hell of a lot more planning than that if we want to make it through this together. But to plan an economy, you need more ownership over it. You can't just keep hitting the raise interest rate button and expect that to fix everything, especially because those high interest rates fuck your economy in different ways. More ownership over the essential industries in our economy will let us ensure investment into them doesn't just go to shareholder profits. The report ends by saying we need to massively invest in new growing solutions and new farming solutions and new water infrastructure. And I think that investment cannot leave room for more giant corporate shareholder profits, or else we will all get cooked. Follow for part 2 as there's a lot I had to skim over in this, and stay safe out there.